Recently, many of us have seen a resurgence in the popularity of black powder weapons. Now, black powder weapons have been used for quite a while in hunting. There are a lot of areas that have specific seasons for muzzleloaders. A lot of times that's before or after the general gun season, just to kind of create a special niche and allow hunters an additional opportunity for hunting, or maybe make it harder for hunters, or limit the number of hunters in an area to just the people who own these black powder weapons. Some places call this a primitive weapon season, which I find a little bit hokey because so many black powder weapons are no longer primitive. You can now mount rails, you can mount scopes, you can mount red dots, you can mount all kinds of stuff. But essentially, they still function in the same way as older black powder weapons, by pouring powder, using a percussion cap, and firing either a ball or more commonly a shaped bullet. Now, increasingly we're also seeing a popularity of black powder revolvers, like this one. This is an 1851 Colt Confederate Navy. Especially in Texas, we are seeing more and more people shooting these at the range, more and more people carrying them, and a lot of people see these videos on the internet and just wonder why. What's the fascination with these? What's the popularity with these? Now, some people may think, oh, it's some hipster, steampunk, trendy thing. Maybe for some people it is. But for the majority of Texans, it's actually a legal issue, a very contentious legal issue. So, some of you know that the majority of states in the U.S. allow open carry. Texas is one of only 6 states that does not allow open carry of modern handguns. Sure, you can walk down the street with an AK on your back, or your AR-15, or Grandpappy's hunting rifle. You can carry all that, sure. But if you carry a little 9mm SIG on your hip, the state considers you a criminal, unless it's concealed. So essentially, one layer of fabric is the difference between a free gun owner and a criminal. Now, where does the black powder come into play here? A black powder weapon like this is not considered a firearm in the state of Texas. What? Yeah, it's weird. It's really weird. I recently talked with Eric from Iraq Veteran 8888, and he did a little bit on his channel, and he just thought it was the craziest thing ever. And I agree, it's pretty crazy. Something like this is not very reliable. Honestly, in terms of carrying it, it's a lot more sensitive and just all around not a great idea compared to a modern handgun. But in the Texas Penal Code, section 46.01, it defines a firearm in the state of Texas. And any weapon that is pre-1899 that uses cap and ball and does not use centerfire or rimfire ammunition is not considered a firearm. It's exempt from all the laws that regulate firearms. Now, this was not made before 1899, but it is a replica, an exact replica of the Colt Confederate Navy, which was made starting in 1851. This is by a company called Pieta out of Italy, and they make a lot of these remake curio handguns. And legally, since this is a curio of a gun designed before 1899, and it does not use centerfire or rimfire ammunition, I could legally carry this on my hip as I walk around town, but I would be a criminal if I carried a 1911. I would be a criminal if I carried a Glock 17. So it's just this weird thing in Texas law that takes this gun that's really just for most people, a collector's piece, or just something cool to look at on the shelf, or maybe a range toy. Something that's just kind of fun, interesting, and generates conversation. It takes that and now becomes something that is legally required if somebody wants to open carry a handgun. Now, right now there are several open carry laws proposed in the Texas House and Texas Senate, and we are hoping to change that this year. So very likely in 2015, Texas will become the 45th open carry state, which it is about time.